Okay, so in this video, which is slide number 12, 8.2 AP Stats, we're going to be, what are we doing? Parameter of interest, checking conditions for constructing a confidence interval for the parameter, find a critical value, 99% confidence interval, and then interpret the interval in context. So I'm going to identify the parameter of interest. Checking the conditions, I'm going to have you try that on your own, and then I'm just going to put the answer up afterwards to see if you got it right or not. And then on number 3 I'm going to do, and then number 4 I'm going to do. So on number 1, it should be pretty easy to figure this one out. Identify the parameter of interest. So alcohol abuse has been described by college presidents as the #1 problem on campus. Important cause of death in young adults. How common is it? There's a survey of 10,904 randomly selected. College students, frequent binge drinking, 5 or more drinks, 3 or more times in the past 2 weeks. 2,486 students said, or after they answered the survey, they were classified as frequent binge drinkers. So our parameter interest is going to be P equals, so what's our P? Our P is equal to, is really the proportion, the true proportion of all college students who binge drink. Okay. All right, so checking the constructions for confidence intervals is basically the previous video that I just did on slide number 6. Is it random? And do you meet the 10% condition? And then you meet the large counts. So you can do this one on your own. Press pause. Do number 2 on your own, see if you can get them correctly, and in your interpretation, because you're going to be asked to do this on a test, so you might as well just do it now. And then if you did it correctly, you should pass all 3 of them, and it should pass the random because it actually says it in the problem, so you're good to go. 10% condition, yes, because your population of all college students is at least 109,040 college students in the United States, so should pass that one. And the large counts should pass also, because you have, your P hat should be 2486 out of 10,904. Alright, so you should pass the large counts also. So n times p hat should be greater than or equal to 10, or n times 1 minus p hat should also be greater than or equal to 10. Okay, number 3 is where more work comes in. So find the critical value for the 99% confidence interval, show your method, then calculate the interval. There's a formula that goes with this. Okay, it was in the review. Sorry, in this section summary, I should say, not the review. Where is this summary? Slide number 12. Here we go. In practice, we use a sample proportion p hat to estimate the unknown parameter p. Therefore, we replace the standard deviation, and then we actually do the confidence interval. And this is the formula that we're going to use. Okay, where z star is the standard normal critical value with c% of its area between negative z star and positive z star. And then basically this is the 4 steps that we're doing. We're basically on do, the conditions are met. So we're going to perform the calculations. All right, so first things first is our p hat. So our n is 10904. Our p hat is 0.228. All right. So we want to know if we find the critical value for 99% confidence interval. So we should get and then calculate the interval. Okay, so our critical value is going to be, okay, so I'm going to draw a picture so you can see what this looks like. All right, so we want to go between, we want everything under here to be 99%, right? So if everything here, I'm going to do this in pink, everything here is 99%, then that means, can you actually see? Shoot, I need to zoom in. Hold on a second. Zoom in. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so if everything there is 99%, that means we're left with 1%, right? But 1% has to be split between two sections. So technically over here is going to end up being 0.5%. And over here is going to be 0.5% also. Because everything under here has to add up to 100%. Okay, no, don't autofocus horribly. Stop it, stop it. Okay. Okay, but when we look up probabilities on their z-tables, they don't give you the percents, right? They just give you the decimals. So technically this, everything under here is 0.005, and everything under here 0.005. So what's the z star value, right? The critical value at 0.005. So we're going to go to our z-table. Where's my z-table? Okay, there's my z-table, and I'm going to find 0.005. And 0.005 is 0.004 over here. No, it should be more. 0.005. Not that many fives. Good lord, I don't know what I'm doing. Here? Yeah. No, we'll go over here somewhere right before it turns into 49. Okay, here we go. Alright, so between here and here we have 0.005. So let's say 2.57, and in the middle between 7 and 8 we'll go 575. 2.575. So negative 2.575, 2.575. Right. Okay, so yeah, we're okay with that. Alright, so we got 2.575 and as our critical value. Okay, so that answers the first question. Alright, so this is your critical value. Z star is equal to 2.575. This is your critical value. Alright, now we use the formula to actually calculate the interval. And the formula was p hat plus or minus your critical value multiplied by the square root of p hat times 1 minus p hat, all divided by n. Alright, so let's see, we're going to plug and chug. So your p hat was 0.228 plus or minus, your critical value was 2.575, and we're going to multiply it all by the square root 0.228 multiplied by 0.772, all divided by 10,904. Okay, and if you do all that correctly, that's a 772. If you do all that correctly, you should get 0.228 plus or minus 0.010. Hopefully you are actually trying to calculate it on your own. And then you should get an interval, so plus 0.010 and then minus 0.010 should give you an interval of 0.218 comma 0.238. Okay, so between these two values here, or better known as 21.8% and 23.8%. Okay, but normally we just kind of leave it up there, as long as you understand that they're percentages. Now, interpreting in context, we have, so this is really what we have. Finally, okay, we are, what was our confidence interval? Our confidence percentage, which was 99%. We are 99% confident, okay, that the interval 0.218, that the interval between, sorry, I should do between 0.218 and 0.238, okay, captures the true population proportion of all U.S. college students who binge drink. Okay. Or basically, between 21.8% and 23.8% of your entire population of college-age students binge drink, basically, which is actually a really big population when you think about it. All right, so that was slide number 12. Well, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to do slide number 19 in the next video.